All right, so today we are diving deep into a masterpiece, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's Iphigenia in Taurus. And trust me, this is way more than just a dusty old play. We're going to see how Goethe took ancient Greek tragedy and completely turned it on its head. This isn't just a story about gods and myths, it's about a revolutionary shift from fate to the power of the human heart.
You see, classical tragedy was pretty much a tragedy of fate. Humans were just pawns, trapped in these endless bloody cycles of revenge, all orchestrated by the gods. But Goethe, he reimagines this as a drama of humanity. The focus snaps from the heavens right down to us, to our moral choices, our responsibility, and, this is the big one, the idea that we can heal ourselves through our own actions. This single idea is what we're going to unpack.
So first things first, we got to understand the world Iphigenia comes from. And it is a world defined by a prison, the prison of the past. Specifically, this ancient and seemingly inescapable family curse.
And that curse has a name, the Tantalid Curse. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Goethe doesn't treat this like some supernatural hex. For him, it's a generational narrative engine. Think of it like inherited trauma. This immense psychological weight passed down, where every single generation seems doomed to repeat the violence of the last. It's a machine that feeds on blood guilt.
Iphigenia is stuck right in the middle of it all, living in what's described as a state of ontological suspension. What does that even mean? Well, her family thinks she's dead, sacrificed on an altar. But she's not. She's not really living her own life either, though. She's a priestess in a strange land, completely trapped between the person she was and the role she's been forced to play.
And all this creates a kind of structural prison. You've got the past, that curse breathing down her neck, and the present, where the king who holds her captive is making new, terrifying demands. The stakes, they couldn't possibly be higher. Is she going to be just one more victim in her family's long, bloody history? Or can she somehow become the architect of a whole new way of being, a new moral order?
And this is where Goethe gets really clever. He shows how this external curse, this family drama, actually becomes an internal one. It becomes a prison of the mind.
The perfect example of this? Her brother, Orestes. He is the walking embodiment of the fractured mind. Now, in the old myths, he's literally being chased by the Furies, these horrible monsters of vengeance. But in Goethe's version, the Furies are reimagined as internal phantoms of guilt. He's being torn apart from the inside by his own trauma. It's a kind of psychological and social death.
So, how do you cure a modern madness like that? It's not about some ancient ritual or a divine miracle. Orestes' healing starts when he encounters Iphigenia's luminous presence. The real cure, the thing that brings him back from the edge, isn't from the gods. It's the radical, earth-shattering power of human connection. It's his sister, truly seeing him and recognizing him, that saves him.
And all of this builds to what is really the ethical heart of the entire drama. It all hinges on this single moment, the test of the lie.
It all boils down to this one massive question. They've hatched an escape plan. It's their one shot at freedom. But there's a catch. It requires lies and deception. So, is your physical survival worth sacrificing your moral core? Is it worth losing who you are?
And right here, you see two completely different worldviews just smash into each other. You have Pylades. His guiding principle is survival, plain and simple. His method is deception, what he calls practical intellect. Then you have Iphigenia. Her guiding principle is truth. Her method is radical honesty. And her goal isn't just to escape, it's to find a true resolution, one that actually breaks the curse for good.
Iphigenia's refusal to lie, it's the ultimate expression of this amazing concept called the Schöne Seele, or the beautiful soul. This is a state where what you feel you must do morally and what you naturally want to do are the exact same thing. They're in perfect harmony. For her, to lie would be a betrayal of her very being. It would mean she's still trapped, still using the same old manipulative tools of the cursed world she's trying to escape.
So if she's not going to lie, what on earth does she do? Well, this leads to the play's absolutely stunning conclusion. She makes a radical bet on humanity itself.
Instead of deceit, she chooses sacred candor. She confesses the entire escape plan to King Thoas, the very man who holds her life, her brother's life, all of their lives in his hands.
Now, this isn't weakness. It's an act of incredible, almost unbelievable courage. She is betting everything, literally everything, on the belief that even her enemy has a spark of shared humanity, a capacity for mercy. This moment just brilliantly shows that central shift we've been talking about. Old tragedies, they often ended with a deus ex machina. A god would literally be lowered onto the stage to magically fix everything. Goethe says no. He replaces that with human conversion. The conflict is resolved because one person's act of radical vulnerability and truth inspires another person to change, to choose mercy over power.
So finally, let's just take a step back and think about the incredible legacy of this play. It is a powerful, powerful journey from fate to freedom.
What Goethe gives us, when you boil it all down, is this monumental shift. We go from the ancient idea of the necessity of fate, this sense that we're all just puppets on a string, to a new, enlightened idea, the freedom of the spirit. He's making the case that we, as human beings, have the agency, we have the power, to break these inherited cycles of violence all on our own.
The whole play is really a profound allegory for our own potential, the potential for the human spirit to shatter the chains of a violent past and step into the radiant light of mutual recognition, to truly see the humanity in one another.
And so we're left with this final, really challenging question, one that's just as real today as it was in Goethe's time. When everything in our history, in our culture, in our own curse is screaming for vengeance, what does it truly take to make that difficult, courageous, and world-changing choice for humanity instead?